Hey guys, Greg Shelton with Historic Living Modern World. We had an amazing day today at Highfield Farms with expert beekeeper Carl Roberts. That is going to be one incredible show coming up. But today, what we're really focusing on is we're making one of my favorite recipes with honey-infused hot wings with Carl's signature honey. Okay, the cool part of making hot wings is really the sauce. It usually has either a sweet taste or a very hot taste or a spicy taste. Of course, this segment is really about homegrown natural honey. And we have one of the best tasting honeys that I've ever had in this recipe. It's local honey. Again, I can't recommend more than using your local bee honey. Carl Roberts, actually, this came from his apiary and it's the best honey one of the best honeys I've ever tasted. So we're gonna be using that in this recipe. So this is what we're gonna be doing to make the hot sauce. So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of hot sauce. You know, you can use anything that you like. This is my favorite brand, and again, this is what's going to really make this thing spicy and just something that you might need a cold drink to drink while you're eating them, but that's certainly okay. So a 1/4 cup of hot sauce, your favorite hot sauce. So now what you're going to be doing, I've already measured these out. So we're going to go with 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. This is going to give it a little bit of a tang that's going to be really representative of a really meaty, delicious sauce. Okay, so 1/2 cup of tomato sauce in. Give that a little quick stir as we go. Because this sauce is going to be heated. It's going to actually allow it to bubble up, and then it's going to really almost like caramelize it to a thicker sauce. Okay, then we're going to go with the honey. Okay, so I've already measured this out, but the measurements is going to be about, I would say, a 1/4 cup. If you like sweet, which I do, make sure you add a little bit more. So I tend to actually increase that a little bit. But again, look at this. This is an amber honey that's just amazing. Wow. You know, when I picked this honey up from Carl, you know, he always takes his time to tell me about where this stuff came from and how he harvested it and what time it came from. And his honey is it's a light honey in the spring, as most beekeepers talk about, and as the fall goes on, it gets to be a darker color, which again, really, once this is boiled and simmered, this is going to bubble into just an amazing sauce. Okay? Then we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And that is melted, of course. Okay, then we're going to go with 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Again, that's something that you can use whatever you feel like the brand that you like. I'm using just standard. And Worcestershire sauce is something that is used in so many things. So we're going to go with onion powder and garlic powder. About 1/4 teaspoon of both. I've already poured them, so they're going to go in. And this is going to give that really inspirational flavor there. It's going to really kind of balance this whole thing out. Okay. Quick stir. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients for the sauce into our saucepan. We're going to go over to the stove, and we're going to really allow this to boil. And a lot of these recipes, when you're making any kind of sauce of this nature, you want to put it on high heat so it starts the boiling process. And then what it's going to be doing, unfortunately, you're going to have to stir it to make sure it doesn't burn. But you use your whisk to really break down anything that's solidified, and you really want to get that boil. Once it boils at high heat, then what you're going to do is you're going to reduce the heat, and then you're going to allow this to simmer about 15 to 20 minutes. And really what we're trying to get here is the honey is going to infuse with all the other ingredients, especially the tomato sauce, and that's going to thicken and give it a little shine to the sauce, and then it's going to really be just a sticky, beautifully sweet sauce that's going to take these wings to the next level. So we have our wings already cooked. They're light golden brown. They have a little bit of a crisp on them. But again, we got some incredibly cool things in store for these babies. So we already have our wing sauce created. It's thickened just slightly, but it's really substantial enough to stick to each wing. And that's really what you're going for, is the stickiness that's going to allow it to stick to the different types of wings here. So what I think is really what's going to make these things take to the next level. Normally everyone just takes all the sauce, Pours on the wings, give them a stir, and on your plate. We're not doing that. That's kind of that's lazy cooking, okay? We need caramelization because that's really what's going to make this thing incredible. So we're going to go with 3/4 of the pre-made sauce that we've done onto the wings. We're going to give it a stir. It's going to go back onto the sheet, then back into the oven. Then once done, about 8 to 10 minutes, 425, back out of the heat, back in the bowl for the rest of the sauce, and then on the plate. This thing is going to be fire, okay? Let's do this. Okay, 3/4 of the sauce. Okay, it's not meant to be the final. It's meant to cover each chicken wing, okay? So we're gonna give it some movement. We're gonna give it a toss, kind of cover the wings. This can be messy, but you have to know what you're doing. You just gotta practice, Jesus. Just practice a little bit. Everyone loves wings. Okay. Okay, you can kind of see, it looks a little messy, but we've covered most of the wings, okay? That's what we're trying to do. Okay. Onto your sheet. Okay, we're gonna give us a little shake. Because whenever you're cooking on a cookie sheet like this with one ingredient or one product, whether it be a protein or not, you want to make sure that they are dispersed because that's what's going to get your color and that's what's going to get the caramelization that you're craving for these things. Again, this has honey. Whenever you're using honey, it's a sugar, as you all know, and when that hits heat, it does beautiful things. Okay, back into the oven. Oh, they look beautiful. Check them out. So I know that a lot of people like less char, but this is the way to eat wings. This is the way I eat them, and I just absolutely love them. So again, off the pan, into the bowl, and then we're gonna douse them with sauce. Okay guys, here it is. Don't they look amazing? Look at the char that we had in the oven. A lot of times people tend to deep fry their wings. We did them in the oven, a very hot oven, and we baked them twice, so you can kind of see the dark edges and the caramelization. It really is from the honey and the butter that's in this sauce. This is my favorite recipe for local honey-infused hot wings. So this is Greg Shelton from Historic Living, Modern World. And remember, whenever you try to do something, make sure you move people. Cheers.